showed up late to your sister's wedding, hair pinned up with a pencil you found, boots in your hand, heels in your purse, laughing too loud, spin around. You said these boots ain't even mine, I just kinda borrowed their shine. I thought, if that's how you treat leather, how you gonna handle a heart like mine? Took my hand like Sunday morning, soft and sure and a little shy. You said I don't dance, but I'll try for you under those cheap string lights. Now every step's a small forever, every song keeps turning into one more try. Guess I was wrong about borrowed boots, 'cause you've been walking with me all this time. Summer rolled in on a rusted Chevy, you pulled up, radio stuck on one song, window stuck too, so you had to shout, get in, this drive won't be long. We got lost twice past Miller's pasture, gravel popping fireflies and flight. You pointed out every house you wanted, I just watched your face in the porch light. You took my doubts like Sunday laundry, hung them out in the open sky. You said let the wind say what it wants to, we just watched those minutes drive. Now every mile's a soft confession, every back road turns into a sign. Guess I was wrong about borrowed time, 'cause you make every second feel like mine. Your mama cried when the dog got older, you held her hand on the kitchen floor. I fixed the screen that kept on sticking, you whispered thank you and nothing more. Later that night in the driveway gravel, you kicked a stone, tried not to tear up. Said I'm scared of losing folks I'm loving. I said darling, we're just filling up. You took my fear like black coffee, poured it out, filled my cup with light. You said we can't keep anything forever, but we can hold on to tonight. Now every ache's a kind of blessing, every crack lets me see you fight. Guess I was wrong about breakable things, you turned my pieces into something right. We've had slammed doors, late night phone calls, rain in the bedroom where the roof leaked through. We've had birthdays I almost ruined, saying the wrong thing at the worst time too. But somehow you keep choosing this crooked road with all its signs. You keep showing up in borrowed boots, and somehow they fit just fine. Oh yeah. So take my name like Sunday letters, written slow on a back porch line. You said I ain't perfect, but I'm trying. I said perfect never crossed my mind. Now every scar's a secret language, every laugh's a little proof we survived. Guess I was wrong about stories ending, 'cause ours keeps having one more line. We got a place with a leaning mailbox, paint flakes off when the seasons change. You plant flowers in crooked circles, say I like them wild, can't keep them tame. There's a dent in the fridge from moving day, where we dropped it and almost cried. Now it's our favorite stupid memory of how we learn as we collide. You take my days like Polaroids, baby, shaking color into every frame. You said we're gonna age, might as well enjoy it, laugh at each wrinkle, each middle name. Now every dish in the sink is a promise, every mess that we make feels like a sign. Guess I was wrong about picture perfect, I just want your chaos tangled with mine. Storm came through on a Monday evening, lightning walking across the field. Power went out, you found some candles, said guess our plans are kinda sealed. We played cards till the deck got tired, told old stories in that waxy glow. You traced our heart on the dusty table, whispered deeper, there's something you should know. You took my breath like sudden thunder, held it close and let it go slow. You said if you want me, might as well into it. And I fed each wrinkle, each middle name. Now every dish in the sink is a promise. Every mess that we make feels like a sign. Guess I was wrong about picture perfect. I just want your chaos tangled with mine.
Met you at a county fair, August heat in the evening air. You laughed when I lost that ring toss game. You said, boy, you aim like you're half asleep. Cotton candy on your cheek, right there I learned your name. You had boots older than that dress, frayed ham, little sunflower mess, dust on the toes like you'd been everywhere. And I asked if you'd save me one slow song. You said maybe if you sing along. I swore I'd find the nerve somewhere. Now it's dust on my boots, you and my heart, and mud on this truck, but it still starts. Every road I take just leads me back to you. From that rusted gate on your daddy's land to a folded note in your working hand, baby, every mile and scar is proof. I've got dust on my boots, but I've got you. First date was that gravel road, tailgate down, sky full of gold. You traced your name in the fogged up rear view glass. You said, promise me you won't forget every sunset that we ain't seen yet. I said, darling, time can take its chance. We talked about leaving this one-stop town, but your mom got sick, you stayed around. I learned love ain't big plans, it's little things, like folding shirts in that old shop light, counting change late into the night. You still wore that fairground ring. Dust on my boots, you and my heart, grease on my hands from this worn out pod, fixing up dreams that we drive until they're through. From that corner booth at the only bar to a midnight call under scattered stars, baby, every hot day pulled us through. I've got dust on my boots, but I've got you. I've got you. Year 3 brought a thunderstorm. House went dark, but our hands stayed warm. We danced round candles on the kitchen floor. Your laugh said, look, the world's gone black, still can't shake this fool off my back. I said, he ain't running anymore. We didn't have much, but we had grace. Hand-me-down couch, tiny place, roof like to leak when the rain came hard. You taped a bucket above our bed, said we'll call it music instead, and we fell asleep to that dripping heart. Dust on my boots, you and my heart, rain in a pan like a fragile art. We turned every crack into something shining through. From the grocery list on a crumpled note to the coffee stain on your Sunday coat, baby, every little stain was me and you. I've got dust on my boots, but I've got you. I've got you. But I've got you. People talk big about roses and diamonds, champagne, high city slick timing, but love's in the quiet when the paychecks are thin. In a late night drive when you're too tired to smile and you still reach over that last half mile, lay your head on my shoulder again. I still see you in that porch light glow, rocking chair, my old banjo. You hum off key just to watch me grin. You read those books with your tired eyes, circle houses we can't afford to buy, then draw a heart around the one we're in. Dust on my boots, you and my heart, paint on your hands from your wild day art, turning these plain walls into some sweet view. From a Monday stew in that dented pot to the garden rose in our backyard plot, baby, every crooked line runs straight to you. I've got dust on my boots, but I've got you. I've got you. I've got you. Years roll by like an old dirt track, some days smooth, some days crack. We hit some holes that almost broke our frame. That winter your daddy passed on slow, you wore his jacket in the snow, cried in the truck till you said my name. Small town wedding, hair pinned up but your heart half gone. Said you came for the free champagne, not to watch two kids hang on. I was leaning on the back pew laughing, boots too loud on the old wood floor. You rolled your eyes when I tipped my hat, still you didn't walk out the door. Now there's dust on my boots, gold on your hand, your picture on my dash, your name's in the sand. You were just passing through, I was stuck in this land. Now there's dust on my boots and gold on your hand. Oh, look where we stand. You said love was a burned out porch light, malts and bad choices gathered there. I said love was a diner coffee, stronger when somebody cares. We split fries in that vinyl booth, stayed till they stacked the chairs. You stirred sugar in that midnight cup like you were counting all your prayers. Now there's dust on my boots, gold on your hand, your coat in my truck, your dress in my band. You were set on the road, I was tied to this land. Now there's dust on my boots and gold on your hand. Baby, I never had a plan. Your mama called me trouble in denim, your daddy just stared at my tires. Said a man who's always chasing the rise leaves a trail of quiet fires. I stood there on your gravel driveway, hands empty, heart too full. Said, sir, I ain't much on talking, but I'll do the long hard pull. You reach for my fingers like you always do when you're scared. Every storm that's ever hit this town felt smaller when you were there. Now there's dust on my boots, gold on your hand, two chairs on the porch, one promise we planned. You were scared to believe, I was scared I'd just stand. Now there's dust on my boots and gold on your hand. Yeah, we both took a stand. We had a fight about the bills the winter. Heat set low and the night set long. You said love don't pay these meters, I said love still writes a song. You threw my old flannel at me, said I'm tired of being strong. I wrapped it around your shaking shoulders, said it's alright to feel wrong. You cried into my faded collar, mumbled what if this all falls through. I whispered every time the world feels small, it gets bigger when I hold you. We fell asleep to a ticking furnace, moonlight on the hallway floor. Woke up tangled in the quiet truth, we weren't fighting anymore. There was dust on my boots, gold on your hand, past two notes on the fridge, big dreams in the pan. You were doubting the map, I was drawing our land, but there's dust on my boots and gold on your hand. We keep doing what we can. Spring came up through the cracks in the driveway, dandelions where the snow had been. You laughed at the weeds like old friends, said look how they still get in. We planted a row of stubborn roses right by that leaning fence. He said if they can bloom in this hard red clay, maybe love can just make sense. Your hair pulled back in a red bandana, hands covered in dirt and rain. I thought if I lose every acre I've got, I still can't afford your pain. Now there's dust on my boots, gold on your hand. You laugh in the yard, you ring like a brand. You were testing the soul, I was learning to stand. Now there's dust on my boots and gold on your hand. Oh, this rough little land. July on the football bleachers, hand-me-down fire in the sky. You leaned in. You were late to the diner on Main, hair in a knot, coffee stain on your sleeve. You laughed it off, said, guess it's my day. I thought, please, let this girl never leave. You stirred that cup like you had all year, told me your dreams, how you're scared to be seen. Neon name tag, tiny town fears. I just kept staring, you just kept being. I was half broke, half lost, halfway gone, till you walked in humming some old country song. Just past sundown, you sat yourself down, turned a lonely booth into sacred ground. Now every sunrise, every small town night feels like a slow dance in your kitchen light. If this is love, and I'm done looking around, found my forever just past sundown. We drove out past the county line sign, truck bed blankets, crickets humming soft. You traced your name on my rough, tired hand, said, promise me you ain't running off. You talked about leaving this town someday. I talked about coming wherever you go. You said words are cheap, hearts are paid in time. So I've been paying every mile, every road. I was half broke, half lost, halfway gone, till you walked in humming some old country song. Just past sundown, you sat yourself down, turned a lonely booth into sacred ground. Now every sunrise, every small town night feels like a slow dance in your kitchen light. If this is love, then I'm done looking around, found my forever just past sundown. Your mama cried on our wedding day, tissue stuffed into that worn leather purse. Your daddy shook my hand a little too long, said love her fierce, for better or worse. Your dress was simple, your smile was not, band in the corner, kids chasing fireflies. We said I do as the sky turned red. I swear I saw heaven in your eyes. I was half broke, half lost, halfway gone, till you walked in humming some old country song. Just past sundown, you wore that white gown, turned an old barn floor into hallowed ground. Now every sunrise, every small town night feels like a slow dance in your kitchen light. If this is love, then I'm done looking around, found my forever just past sundown.
Voices too sharp in that tiny hall. Door slammed hard, pictures shook on the wall. I went outside staring up at it all. You came out quiet in an old football shirt, bare feet cold on the splintered porch rail. You said, I'm scared, I ain't giving enough. I said, darling, that thought's gonna fail. 'Cause it's burnt toast mornings, long work days, babies crying, we're both late again. But love's in the dishes, love's in the dust, love's in the choosing each other, my friend. I was half broke, half lost, halfway gone, till you walked in, humming some old country song. Just past sundown, when the world wears me down, you're the living room laugh, you're the soft, steady sound. Now every sunrise, every small town night feels like a slow dance in your kitchen light. If this is love, then I'm done looking around. Found my forever just past sundown. One day these boards might creak under Kane. Silver in your hair, stories in our frames. We'll sit on this porch, counting porch light bugs, trading old jokes, trading old shrugs. I'll hold your hand, marked by the years, all of our failures, all of our cheers. You'll say we made it farther than we planned. I'll say I'd start it all over right where we began. At that same old diner on a Tuesday noon. You wipe a table, catch my eyes still shy. I steal a sugar packet. You were pouring that third cup of coffee, the Saturday crowd half asleep, sun sneaking in through the blinds there, dust dancing over your cheeks. You laughed at my worn-out ball cap, said, boy, that thing's seen some roads. I said, yeah, but I ain't seen nothing like you in this old zip code. I didn't know love till that cheap cafe, till cream and sugar and your first name tag. You wrote your number on a napkin, hand kinda shook. I kept it in my wallet like a worn-out book. Now every time the sunrise hits just right on me, I go right back to that corner booth, table 3. Didn't know love till you smiled across the coffee stain. You were working 2 jobs in a night class, I was fixing up trucks down the road. We'd meet in the parking lot half past, counting our quarters like gold. Talked about getting out someday, but we never had much of a plan. Just a beat up Ford and a mixtape, and your fingers laced in my hand. I didn't know love till your head on my arm, radio full of nothing, just a long stretch of dark. Radio crackling, but we sang our own words, 2 scared kids trying to sound sure. Now when I see a long road running out so free, I'm back in that truck, you're humming off key. Didn't know love till you fell asleep trusting me. Son, she deserves better. Stared a hole straight through my shoes. I said, sir, I ain't got much money, but I swear I'll never quit choosing her, win or lose. He looked at you standing beside me, hair pinned up, hands in a fist. Then his voice got low and shaky when he said, take care of my kid. We did didn't have a big church, just a borrowed white dress. Your mama cried in the front row. I was trying to steady my breath. I didn't know love till that courthouse rang. 40 bucks in my pocket, but it felt like a king. Yo, I do barely whisper, but it shook my bones. We walked out laughing, calling 4 walls home. Now every time I hear some old vows on TV, I remember your hand trembling, saying them to me. Didn't know love, till forever sounded that sweet. First winter the pipes all froze on us. We slept in our coats for a week. You burned the toast, I killed the heater. We both just stared and then screamed. Then you started laughing in that kitchen, barefoot on that cracked linoleum floor. Said if this is the worst it gets, babe, we're gonna make it, I'm sure. Summers you planted them daisies out by the rusted front gate. Got a second shift promotion, you tape my name up on the fridge with some tape. We dance in your old warm pajamas to some slow song humming through the wall. You stand on my feet like you always did, like we were kids in a high school hall. I didn't know love till we had nothing left, just a leaky roof, 2 beating chests, eating cold beans on a card table, laughing till 2, saying one day this'll be the good old days. Wanted you and me too. Now when the bills pile up and the world seems mean, I see you swaying in that yellow porch light beam. Didn't know love till broke fell rich with you and me. We've been rich, we've been poor, we slammed a few doors, we've said some words we didn't mean, but you're still that girl with the coffee ink on your fingers, smiling at me. So if this old truck quits tomorrow and the bank comes calling our name, you can take all I've ever borrowed, just leave me your heart. Sun coming up on your old screen door, coffee in your cup, bare feet on my floor. You laugh at my hair, say I sleep too late, but you still kiss my cheek, say we're gonna be great. Your suitcase sat there by that crooked chair. I memorized every thread, every scar, every tear, till the day it was gone, and you backed down the drive and the dust from your tires took the light from my eyes. But you came back anyway, pulled in slow like a prayer. I forgot how to pray. All my I'm fine fell apart in your name. Every mile you drove washed away my blame. I swore I lost, you swore it was too late, but you turned that wheel and you changed our fate. Baby, I pushed your heart away and you came back anyway. I remember rain on that diner roof. You stared at your hands, said you wanted the truth. I hid behind pride like a worn out shield, too scared of the hurt that you made me feel. You circled your finger around your paper
I can't keep falling just to watch you get up. I watch you walk out through that glass and chrome, and I call that night freedom, but it felt like alone. Still you came back anyway, like a song on the wind I once threw away. All my goodbyes, all my burning bridges turned into smoke and second chances. I swore I lost you, swore it was too late, but you turned that wheel and you changed our fate. Baby, I pushed your heart away, and you came back anyway. There were late night bars, there were strangers' names, too loud rooms trying to drown out your flame. I laughed too hard at somebody's joke, but the quiet walk home told the truth that I spoke. I kept your note in my glove box door, folded and worn like a prayer from the wall. Love isn't easy, but it's worth the scars. If you ever get brave, you know where we are. I read those lines at every red light, felt that shame in the dashboard light, till one small town sign in a midnight sky made me finally drop my pride. So you came back anyway, but not 'cause I begged, not 'cause I made you stay. You came back strong, you came back sure. Said I want your heart, but I need it pure. I swore I lost you, swore it was too late, but you stood right there at my front gate. Baby, I pushed your heart away, and you came back anyway. You said I don't need perfect, I just need honest. I don't want promises if you can't keep them. But if you're still in this, if you still want us, take off your armor, let me see you bleed, then heal. So I told you about the nights that I got it wrong, all the times I left when I should have held on. Told you about my father and his slam screen doors, how I learned to run long before I learned more. You didn't flinch, didn't turn your head, just traced every crack in the words I said. You took my hand like you always had, said we can grow good from whatever's been bad. And you stayed here anyway, even when the storm rolled in and the sky turned gray. Through every fight, every bitter word, every slam down phone, every hope deferred, I swore I'd lose you, swore you'd drive away, but you packed your faith for another day. Baby, I pushed your heart away, and you stayed here anyway. There's a porch swing squeak to our everyday, half-finished projects in the yard halfway, burnt toast mornings and lawn chairs at night. We're a little bit crooked, but we're holding on tight. There's a dent in your
You were dust on my dashboard, coffee on my sleeve, laughing out the window at a world we had to leave. Sunday on the blacktop, your boots on my dash. You said love's just a moment, I swore it'd always last. We carved our names in oak wood by by that rusted county bridge. You said you'd jump forever, if forever meant like this. I kissed your words quiet under harvest moon and smoke. You said, boy, just don't you promise things you can't hold like a rope. But I'm still halfway back to you on every two-lane that I drive through. Every now leaving sign feels like I'm leaving you behind. If love's a road, I'm stuck on this view. Mile after mile, I'm missing you. I turn the key, but the truth shines through. I'm still halfway back to you. You packed 2 broken suitcases, folded fury, folded hope. Took the magnet off the fridge, left your ring beside a note. Said I need someone steady, not a storm in a worn out jeans. I can't raise our kids on wishes and those half-remembered dreams. I watched your taillights shrinking like a prayer that came too late. Beer got warm there in my hand, my pride burned into shame. Neighbors watched through curtains like a small-town evening show. I just stood there in the gravel, let that gravel have my soul. 'Cause I'm still halfway back to you on every song the jukebox choose, every slow dance in this bar. I see your hands, I feel your scars. If love's a road, I'm stuck on this view. Mile after mile, I'm missing you. I spin in place like a truck can do. I'm still halfway back to you. I tried to hate your leaving, tried to curse your daddy's name, tried to blame this town, this house, tried to drown you in the rain. But your ghost drinks in my kitchen, wears my shirt and hums off key, reaching for that chip blue coffee cup like you're right here next to me. Oh, your toothbrush is on the counter, your dress hangs on the door. That grocery list you scribbled, still curled up on the floor. Milk, eggs, call mom flowers with a heart beside my name. I trace it with my thumb and wonder when forever changed its frame. Your mama meets me Fridays at that diner off the square. She still orders what you used to, leaves your portion in the chair. She says, boy, you look so tired, like you've driven through your youth. I stir my coffee, try to smile, but my eyes confess the truth, that I'm still halfway back to you on every future I walk through, every baby in a stroller, every hand on someone's shoulder. If love's a road, I'm stuck on this view. Mile after mile, I'm missing you. I swear I've changed if you only knew. I'm still halfway back to you. I quit the Friday poker, sold the boat, paid off the loan, fixed the screen door like you asked, hung some curtains in our home. There's a garden out there growing where your wildflowers used to be. I learned to follow planting seasons like you taught me patiently. I talk to you at sundown on that back porch swing that squeaks, tell you about the neighbor's dog, how the roof still leaks. I practice all my apologies on the wind and on my beer. I say, girl, I get it now, but you ain't here to hear. Still I'm halfway back to you through every choice I didn't choose, every slam door, every fight, when I pick being proud over being right. If love's a road, I'm stuck on this view. Mile after mile, I'm missing you. I'd trade this house, this life, this pew, just to get all the way Dust motes dance in the sunbeam, thick and slow, across the worn out linoleum where our bare feet used to go. That old kitchen table, scarred from 1,000 meals, holds just a coffee cup now, and all that silence feels. Oh, the fading pictures in my mind of a love I thought the good Lord had designed. Every smile, every tear, every whispered word, a melody forgotten, a song unheard, just fading pictures in a heart that still yearns for the lessons that a love like ours only learns. Remember that old Ford pickup, rust on the driver's side? We'd drive for hours, nowhere bound, with nothing left to hide. Your hand on my knee, the radio soft and low, talking about forever, like young folks always do. You know, we planned out our whole future under that big oak tree. Never once did we imagine what forever wouldn't be. Oh, the fading pictures in my mind of a love I thought the good Lord had designed. Every smile, every tear, every whispered word, a melody forgotten, a song unheard, just fading pictures in a heart that still yearns for the lessons that a love like ours only learns. The porch swing still creaks on evenings warm and long, just like it did when we'd sit there humming some old love song. I see your shadow in the twilight, a ghost against the screen, reaching out for something that just can't be unseen. The way you laugh at my bad jokes, the crinkle by your eyes, now just a memory playing beneath these lonely skies. Time, they say, heals all wounds, makes the sharp edges blur, but some scars run so deep they just can't help but stir. When a scent, a sound, a feeling brings it all rushing back, like a freight train in the darkness on an empty, lonesome track. I try to hold on to the good times, the joy, the gentle grace, but the pain keeps on reminding of an empty, hallowed place. Dust motes dance in the window light across the worn out kitchen floor. Another Tuesday, another quiet night, just like 1,000 nights before.
Fading photographs, memories turn to gray. like the old screen door, slowly falling away. A love song played too soft, the whisper in the breeze, just fading photographs. Bittersweet unease, that rocker creaks by the empty hearth where we once dreamed of forevermore. Now just a silent, lonely path to a life that ain't ours anymore.
I trace the lines around your smile in that picture from '83.
Fading photographs, memories turn to gray, like the old screen door, slowly falling away. A love song played too soft, a whisper in the breeze, just fading photographs. Bittersweet unease. The garden plot overgrown with weeds, where your mama's roses used to bloom.
Now just a tangle of forgotten seeds,
Lost in the encroaching gloom.
coffee cup on the Karen, lipstick stain from last July. Sun sneaks through the curtain, dust just dances in the light. Miss Wheeler on the chair back, one sleeve hanging to the floor. Funny how the little things still wait for you at that door. Yes, I'm still in love with you. Same old song, same old blues. Every road I walk on through somehow leads me back to you. I try to move on, try this town, but every street just circles round to a front porch, to that sundress, to the way your name still sounds. Still talking the same spot underneath that busted sign. Ray laughed about the letters, swore they'd fall on us in time. We grabbed fries from Middy's Diner, drive out where the blacktop ends, watch the headlights disappear, talk like we were more than friends. Guess I'm still in love with you. Same old song, same old roots. Every road I walk on through somehow leads me back to you. I tried to move on, tried this town, but every turn just doubles down on that gravel road, on that first kiss, on the way your name still sounds.
Every drop spells out your name. Tell me, do you still remember? That's a town county fair. You got stuck up on the Ferris wheel and tangled in your hair. Guess I'm still in love with you. Same blue eyes, same old truth. Every plan I'm walking through feels like it was meant for two. I try to move on, tried this town, but every drink just wears me down. To that soft smile, to that soft sound. The way your name still sounds. I say time is like a healer. I say time's a stubborn mule. Dragged you through the same old memories back behind that high school, where we carved our little initials in the bark of that old tree. You wrote forever's just a word, but it meant something then to me. Do you ever drive past there now? See two letters out of clutch? Do you ever roll your window down? Feel something burning up like us? Guess I'm still in love with you. No matter what I say or do. Coffee cup on move on. Coffee cup on move on. Cause I'm still in love with you. Yes, I'm still in love with you. No matter what I say or do. Like it rainbow. Yes, I'm still in love with you. Coffee cup on counter. Yes, I'm still in love with you.
Coffee cold, my hands were too. You laughed at how the sugar spilled, said, guess it means I'm staying a few. Sunset in the broken blinds, painted stripes across your face. You were talking about leaving town. I was falling right there in that place. You drew hearts on a napkin, said you did it when you're bored. Tucked it in my flannel pocket like a quiet little word. I walked you to that gravel lot where your mama's pickup sat. You said love just ain't my strong suit, but my heart said I can live with that. If this old world keeps spinning wild, you're the stillness in my storm. Every back road, every mile feels like home when you're in my arms. From the first hello to the last goodbye, from the first wrong turn that turned out right. If love is just a moment passing by, then let me love you for the rest of my life. Small apartment, leaking roof and crooked floor, hand-me-downs and hand-washed dishes, your boots by our squeaky door. We kept changing out the light bulbs, trying to chase the dark away, but the brightest thing in that old place was your bare feet dancing in the frame. We fought about the little things like who forgot to lock the gate. You'd roll your eyes, I'd raise my voice, we'd both throw pride in the wrong place. Then you'd pour us 2 cheap glasses of that wine we never liked. Say, baby, we can lose this battle long as love still wins tonight. If this old world keeps spinning wild, you're the stillness in my storm. Every back road, every mile feels like home when you're in my arms. From the burned out bulb to the busted pipe, from the slammed doors to the made up nights. If love is just a moment passing by, then let me love you for the rest of my life. Your daddy never liked me much, said I dreamed more than I planned. He stood there in that churchyard with my ring on your left hand. He shook mine like it hurt his bones, but he pulled me kinda near, whispered, boy, you better hold her when the weight gets too much to bear. We drove off in that same old truck, 10 cans dragging on the road. You were humming some worn out tune about forever, faith and hope. Fields rolled by like movie scenes, scarecrows bowing as we passed. You leaned over, kissed my shoulder, said, promise me that this will last. If this whole world keeps spinning wild, you're the stillness in my storm. Every back road, every mile feels like home when you're in my arms. From the cheap bouquet to the crooked cake, from the first night fears to the vows we made. If love is just a moment passing by, let me love you for the rest of my life. There were nights we almost lost it, bills piled high and hope ran thin. I took work that stole my sleep, you took shifts that stole your grin. But every time I reach for you, half asleep in that old bed, you'd mumble, we're gonna make it. I believe those words you said. We hung pictures of our summers at the lake and at the fair. Your hair tangled by the Ferris wheel, cotton candy everywhere. You kept every little ticket stub in a box beneath our sink. Said one day we'll show our babies where the mama used to drink. Then that blue line on a Monday changed the count of every day. Suddenly the kitchen tiles felt too small to hold our faith. You cried laughing on my shoulder with your hands across your waist. I knelt. coffee at the Flying J. Name on your tag said ain't your rate. You laughed when I asked if you believed in fate. Said only when it shows up early, never late. Boots on town, rain on, diesel tanks. Your hair tucked up in that ball cap, thanks. For the extra cream and the second glance, for the quiet maybe in a stranger's tent. You're the back roads of my heart, girl, the long way home. I always take every mile, every fence line, every wrong turn that I make. Lead me right back to your front porch, to your bare feet on that old pine floor. You're the back roads of my heart, girl, I ain't searching anymore. First day Friday at the county fair, you said I hate crowds, but you met me there. Grease on the fingers from a paper plate. You stole my fry, I said, boy, you're late. Ferris wheel shaking, when I reached the top, he grabbed my arm, said, please don't stop. Your ass found mine in the carnival line. I forgot every heartbreak I'd had that night. You're the back roads in my heart, girl, the long way home. I always take every mile, every fence line, every wrong turn that I make. Leads me right back to your front porch, to your bare feet on that old pine floor. You're the back roads of my heart, girl, I ain't searching anymore. Summer bled out to September gold. Truck bed blankets when the nights turn cold. You traced your name in the window fog, said promise me we won't get lost in the fall. I showed you the spot where the river bends, where Daddy used to fish with his old best friends. You listened quiet when my boys turned raw, and kissed the hurt out of every scar you saw. I've been running from town to town, from one half smile to the next leg down. You said sit still, boy, feel that wind. Some things you don't outrun, you let them in. You're the back roads of my heart, girl, the long way home. I always take every mile, every fence line, every wrong turn that I make. Lead me right back to your front porch, to your bare feet on that old pine floor. You're the back roads of my heart, girl, I ain't searching anymore. We bought that house with the leaning shed, healing pain and a rustic bed. You laughed, said, baby, it's just like us, a little run down, but it's worth the trip. Sun came up on a mess of pride, 2 mugs, 1 note on my counter side. You wrote, I'm still here, just had to breathe. I gon' walk out on the love we weave. You're the back roads of my heart, girl, the long way home. I always take every mile, every fence line, every wrong turn that I make. Leads me right back to your front porch, to your bare feet on that old pine floor. You're the back
You showed up late to your sister's wedding, hair pinned up with a pencil you found, boots in your hand, heels in your purse, laughing too loud, spin around. You said these boots ain't even mine, I just kinda borrowed their shine. I thought, if that's how you treat leather, how you gonna handle a heart like mine? Took my hand like Sunday